Welcome to Over Tea, the Pie Show. I'm Abba Kadarin, or Abba,
And
and I'm joined by my co-host, Fui. I was going to introduce you, but you just say it. You just go ahead. Okay,
I
we're
said
moving on now.
I said I'm. That's all I said. So
Yeah, but I felt bad.
that's all right. See, this is the great part of. Anyway, I'm Vescucci on the forums. You can just call me Matt if you want. You just choose, just whatever you want to call me.
So, anyways, this is Over Tea. We're doing a bit of a game analysis thing. We're looking over the different kinds of pie show. We're looking at actual games, going over how it went, so on. Usually from my games for Vagabond, Vescucci would have to give us for his, or anything anyone sends to us to look at.
Yeah, feel
Like,
free to send in whatever. If you have an interesting game, we'll look it over and be like, wow. Like I wonder
um,
why they made that move.
yeah, puzzle over it, try and figure it out, talk about things, because that's how you learn stuff, you know? And then the other thing is actually live playing games, either between ourselves or if anyone wants to join us, get on a call and then play one of us. Why not? It'd be fun to talk stuff out.
That would be fun. The more the merrier.
Yeah. Let's see, what was I?
So today, speaking of
Yeah.
learning, we're gonna be basically teaching the ropes of Vagabond, right?
Yeah, we're gonna play out a simple little Vagabond game. Now, mind you, we didn't plan ahead a Vagabond game to play out, so we're just gonna play something.
Yeah.
And
Let's
then
go
we're
over
gonna
our thought
talk about
process.
it. Good principles of Vagabond, what you should do, what's a really bad idea.
And
Um,
I'm not even that good. So anybody who's like, "Oh, what should I do?" Just no. I Apple here. He's pretty good at Vagabond. Me, I'm all right. I get what everything does. It's just strategy that gets me, you know.
and then I've played nothing but Vagabond, so don't ask me about anything else. Ask me anything about Vagabond, nothing else. So I'm gonna be the host and set it up, and I'm gonna play the relatively standard, good settled thing of the Nomad's Path, which would be Bison. And then Vescucci, you can get into that.
There you are.
Nice Bison top right. And then the thing about the Nomad's Path is you're trying to get movement, you're trying to have control with the Bisons, because the Bisons are your good stock and soldier, probably your most versatile piece. Having them out there allows you to get control of the field first.
So I think I'm gonna go ahead and counter your bison with my own bison.
So you've gone down left, nice. You're taking the opposite side of the board from me then, I assume. So I'm going to go top left. I've got my pieces together. I'm going to have a bit of a bit more control over the top. So I'm playing my hand a bit, letting that be known.
So my problem with Vagabond when I play is that I kind of place things without thinking. Like, all right, how am I gonna deal with this? Sky Bison's really
You-
versatile, which is why it's good to play first. I feel so.
It allows you to not pay too much attention to that.
Right. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm just gonna move the bison up close to the center. That gives me a little bit of a zone.
No, you're being a bit forward. You're taking some area. You've got a good little base there, but you've moved. So depending on how you think about Vagabond, you can either set up entirely before moving a single piece, or you can get up there, take stuff, and so on. So it's all up to that. And I'm in the camp of just doing nothing but playing pieces. So I see your bison, and I raise you a chrysanthemum.
But playing it so early, I can easily get rid of it
Yeah,
eventually.
yeah. In theory,
I'm gonna go ahead here. Put my bison in the lower
yeah.
right. Make this into a bison battle.
A bison off,
Bison off.
bison off,
A
bison
sky
off,
off.
sky off. A dog fight because it's two flying
A
things.
buffalo frenzy.
Yes. Now, let me see. Do I want to? I could chrysanthemum your second bison, but it's a bit far away from the other one. And then having your flowers together just makes it easier to deal with.
Yep.
If you've got the one bison there, so there's a good chance he's gonna play there, I assume. So rather than that, I'm probably just gonna do something else to set myself up. And I've got nice control over that top area, so I'm just gonna put badger mole there to kind of start my little fortress setup.
It's a little interesting, so I was thinking about doing the same thing.
Oh, and then for everyone at home who may know and have played me, no, I'm not playing my usual thing, because, let's be honest, it's a bit silly.
Oops.
Yeah, no, I've told the Scooch my normal thing, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we'll get into that another time.
Yeah, I mean, if we really wanted to, you could just play that and then go over its strategies and counters.
Yeah.
Obviously, going over counters to your own strategy is probably not the best idea on
No, it's a
camera.
good idea. You see, the more people who know how to play something, the better they are at playing it. The more you have to play, the better you have to be. I
Interesting.
love losing. I want to lose. If I lose, that means someone's better and I can learn from them. And that's just great, man.
I like that attitude.
Me too. It's great.
I was actually thinking about doing the same move there.
Oh, but down bottom, right?
Right.
I can see it, but what with that bison in the center there, you've kind of gotten... It's good. You have your own side, but I'm trying to say something. You'll learn to find that I have a bit of trouble remembering words sometimes, no matter how couth and... I did it again. You know what? We'll just ignore that.
Just gonna go ahead and
Your,
place
your
it right
bison's
there.
a bit far forward, so you're having your base towards the back.
I got my
That's-
second bison though.
You've got your second bison. However, we've got so few pieces, everyone matters in their own way. Let's see, how do I want to go about this? Let's see, I could start with I could actually get a wheel out there, kind of attack your badger mole, because you've kind of played that. It's actually quite rare for someone to move a badger mole if they're planning a fortress, just because they don't. So if you attack it, they're generally going to just let you try and deal with you attacking it instead of just moving the badger mole aside. As far as... I could attack where your flowers will be, and then if I do that, you've suddenly got the trouble where you can't move the badger mole. I could be a little bit forward. I could try and start attacking you with my fire lily. Just kind of stop you from having that nice little area. But I think I'm going to actually do something a little bit counter to what I've been doing. I'm going to move a bison. Actually get some territory, you know?
Let me think about what I want to do here. No matter how I move, if let's say I put a badger mole down, no matter
Mhm.
where I put it, you will know immediately where I want to put a flower.
Pretty much. I know where you want to put it, or where you're trying to make me think you're going to put it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because there's only however many lines there are with the badger mole's jump, which is very important to remember. Someone playing a badger mole doesn't necessarily mean they're going to play a badger mole there, which means you have to look down the lines where he can see as well, or block him in.
I'm already thinking super ahead. I think I'm gonna go ahead, place a wheel down, set up for eventually getting rid of that chrysanthemum.
Nice, nice. I like it. With wheels, the fun part about them is that since they can move in the four directions, you always have to be a little bit careful, or not so much careful, but pay attention to what you could get between them. Because very often, if they're on the same set of things, such as, say, right now, my badger mole and my bison, you could play a wheel to attack both of them. Or, depending on now or later, like if right before this move you could have attacked all three of them, which then you've got the trouble of moving everything aside in time or deciding what you want. So they're terribly fun, and I enjoy those ones.
A lot of early trouble I had with the wheel is not realizing the
Yeah,
different offsets.
and it's really important to think, should I have two on the same right now? Is that good for this game, or should I have them on the separate ones?
And it usually takes a good amount of turns to determine that.
Yeah, it
I would
depends really on how many badger moles they're playing in the one area, or how many defenders on a single badger mole they have.
Realistically, if you only have two wheels and they're on the same plane,
Mm-hmm.
you can't win, even if you get rid of all of your other
Mm.
opponent's tiles,
Yeah.
because you can just move your Lotus one tile over.
Right, so if you're going to do that, you want to make sure that your bison are safe, or you've got your lily in your pocket. Though having them on the separate ones also means that you could run into the opposite problem. Suddenly you're now left with just one because you traded your other one away or some other thing. So it's also important to have bison in that case.
Bison seem to be probably the most important tile.
They're the most important for cleaning up.
Right.
In the end game, there's not really a better piece. However, they're also the one to make it to the end game least, I find.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Because everyone's trying to get rid of them. I think I'm just going to develop my other bison. Now, I made a little boo-boo with my last one, so I'm going to be a little bit better about that. I'm going to move him forward, but make sure he doesn't block my badger mole's line of sight.
I'm gonna
The
go
other
ahead.
smart is I'm going to pay attention to my actual badger moles. See, what with how easy it is to move around your bison, it's easy for them to be not on the same lines as something else, which means that you can't have those forks develop with the
Right.
wheel.
That's why they're so vital in the end game.
Mm-hmm.
If you get rid of both your wheels, you're not left with anything.
Yeah. I find myself not moving the bison as much as I could most of the time, just because I want to make sure I'm paying attention that if my opponent plays a chrysanthemum, my wheel can get to it. I'm not stuck on the opposite plane, or the wheels are...
What am I thinking? I found out fairly recently that I'm pretty sure the only time a wheel can get onto the gate is by capturing a bison that hasn't left yet.
Yeah. Nothing can actually get into the gate aside from playing a bison, or anything that can capture can get into the temple by attacking the bison. You can capture in a gate, but you can't move into a gate.
I got so upset because I was so close to winning, and then that last bison got taken. I was like, well,
I guess we're done here.
I just take my lotus.
Here, let me gift wrap this for you.
I'm gonna be a little aggressive and move my bison up.
Ooh. So you're gonna be, instead of trying to defend your thing, you're gonna just straight up go for it, yeah?
Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna do the same thing, but I have a second bison, so I can do this. Let me see. Let me count out how I want him to be, because making sure he's on the same plane. And I'm gonna just try and just get right on around there. You know, make sure you can't have fun with your bison.
See, it's nice that you say that, because now I know I should
Yeah.
probably put up chrysanthemum there.
Well, you're attacking my chrysanthemum. I'm gonna do a really smart thing. There.
Now, here's the fun thing I got going on.
You got a fun thing? Let's hear it. Well, actually, first, I say that wheel there is a fun thing because I can attack his chrysanthemum, protect mine, all that fun bits. It's, rather than having one purpose, it's got two or more. With Vagabond, all of the pieces are versatile enough that you can generally have more than one purpose whenever you make a move. Oof. You're moving up, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, that's good.
But I do see what you're saying, because you can, well, before I move my badger mole, you could either take my chrysanthemum, or after I decide to take my own chrysanthemum, you just take my own wheel.
Yeah. So I'm on the up and up either way. Though I am in your bison's territory, of course. That's the trouble there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before you're doing anything else, or if you'd like to say why you're moving your... aside from the obvious, why you're moving your badger mole there.
No, it was pretty simple-minded.
Well, you call it simple-minded, but it's actually pretty good. Because your badger mole, where it was kind of back, it was out of range of the one bison, if memory's correct.
Yeah.
Though you did have the second one out there. By moving it up, you're now in both of your bison's range. You're now playing where your pieces are. And my chrysanthemum is, if you wanted to play a fire lily, it's in range. So with your badger mole, you're kind of being proactive with it rather than having it be a passive onlooker. For those at home who don't happen to know, I love badger mole. Badger mole are my favorite piece. I love doing everything with them and ignoring my other pieces to be better with my badger mole. Which means that the passive fortress is not particularly my favorite way of playing anymore. Though I admit I've dabbled in it just quite a bit. Now, looking at my bison here, on my screen it shows me that he can move forward 3 more before he hits your bison's range. So he's in a little bit of a spot. But what that means is that I know for a fact your bison can move 3 more forward. Now, you probably don't want to do this just because I've got that threat of the one to the left, but I know that you can, which means my bison's stuck where it is. So if I don't really want to be trapped in that upper area. So I'm moving him, going to move him forward so that I'm attacking your wheel on the right there. I'm threatening everything there. I'm protecting my own chrysanthemum some more. And you can't push me back. I've got room to breathe and all that. So let me just figure my things, which means I want to be here. I'm moving forward too so that I can keep my wheel in mind and then have him still protect that bison.
For a second, I was debating putting my lotus down and just having a blitz where I take care of that chrysanthemum over there, my bison,
Mm-hmm.
and then I put
My
my
wheel would become useless. I'd have to actually worry about it being taken.
exactly because if I put my lotus down and you take your turn, you either have to put your own lotus down, which I'm not sure if you're set up for yet, and that way you're not as open to attack, or if you don't put your lotus down, then I take the chrysanthemum. And
Mm-hmm.
with the chrysanthemum out of my way, if you put your lotus down after then your wheel is in trouble.
Right. And then what's that called? That's what's called tempo. You're gaining tempo. You're gaining the initiative. You're forcing me to do something about what you've just done.
Which is a little
The nice,
risky.
yeah, I know where you're going to play at that point. So the Lotus is a fun piece to have come out because whoever takes it first has gained that tempo, that advantage. You're going to be able to do the first things, get into the action, the fray first, but you're playing your hand. You're telling your opponent, this is where I am. If you want to attack me, feel free to.
I think I'm actually going to.
You're going to?
Yeah.
Alright, in that case, I can show something really fun that I enjoy doing.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm interested.
Yeah. And what I enjoy doing is completely ignoring you and playing the exact same way. You see, the fun part about Vagabond is there are two phases. Your setup, when you're playing all your pieces before the Loses come out, and your second phase, which doesn't have a good name for it yet that I figured out, aside from battle combat, the time when you're doing things, the second half. And that's when both Lotus are out. Meaning that until I play my Lotus, I choose when we start the second half.
Yeah, it's all up to you.
I can just sit here. If I wanted, I could play my Lotus, or I could walk my Badgermole all the way across the board, and there is nothing you can do about it.
Yep.
It's rude, I admit, but I mean, it's valid. If you want to reposition yourself, you have all the time in the world. There's no reason to worry about tempo or otherwise, since I am in control here. Let me check my lines here. Yeah, or my planes, I guess we're going to call it. You've just played your Lotus. I've decided, okay, you're playing there. I've got time. Let's have some fun with this. So, the best thing to do when your opponent plays the Lotus first I've found is to say, ha, I see you. Let's do it. I am game for this.
I'm going to go ahead and just do what I said I was going to. Just take the chrysanthemum,
All right.
let loose my bison.
You go right on ahead and enjoy your bison. I'm just gonna come in here and just chrysanthemum him.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've got my chrysanthemum there. It's doing a couple things right now. See, it's keeping his bison there. He's still stopped. It's protecting... Well, yeah, it's protected by the Badgermole, but a bit less obvious would be the fact that my Badgermole is protected by my chrysanthemum. See, the only thing attacking it right now is your Sky Bison. If you want to take my Badgermole, you'd have to temporarily give up your Sky Bison. That's the really nice thing about having a chrysanthemum next to your Badgermole, even when you know it's going to be gone, just because it takes another piece with it. But the thing I wanted to say is that your Badgermole has 3 things on it right now. It's got your 2 things and my 1. By playing my 1 there, I'm filling the area up. There's less flowers you can play, and I'm on the inside there where more of the pieces are. So if you want to actually play your Fire Lily, the other big piece that often gets played next to a Lotus, you'd have to play it on the outside away from all the pieces.
So here's my plan for this next turn. I think I'm going to go ahead and now play my Lily.
Alright, so we see what I expected happens. You're playing your Lily right near your Lotus to keep him protected. You've kind of shown something else here. You've shown where you're going to play your next Badgermole.
Exactly. So my second thought was, okay, I could play the Badgermole there, but that gives him a chance to move
Right.
something else to where my Fire Lily would go.
Yeah, the problem with something that's so obvious and so well known because everyone likes doing it is that they're going to see it a couple moves ahead and be able to do something about it. So if you played the Badger Mole first, I'd honestly think that would be the better thing here, just because of this right here. If you played your Badger Mole first, then I wouldn't be able to really threaten all of your pieces. But by having your Lily come out first, you're kind of developing, but you can't do something with your Lily yet because my Lotus isn't out. So you can get your Lotus out, get your Dragon out, but you're letting me get in there. I'm accomplishing my goal of kind of forcing you to just be too filled in here.
My next thought is,
Mhm.
if I play my dragon down, which probably has the most versatile, it can move everywhere and can't be stopped, and everything's kind of in the center right now. Not center, like there's like a main battlefield.
Yeah,
So
it's the area of focus. It's on the focus point right now.
so if I place it anywhere there, as soon as you play your Lotus, I can capture that wheel.
Yeah, but if you play your dragon, I've gained tempo. I've got the initiative now, so I get to do something I want to do instead of responding to you. So it's always a matter of balance there. No, to be honest, I'm not quite sure what I'd want to do.
Honestly, I'm not too worried about the Bison.
Mm-hmm.
Because as long as I have that Badger Mole, if I get rid of your wheel, I don't have to
Then-
worry about the
yeah.
Bison.
I mean, that sounds about right to me.
So I'm in a position right here where I could play the dragon or the wheel, and I would have the same exact results.
Well, you'd have generally the same results. But in
Basically.
the end, the thing is that if you played your dragon, it would do everything the wheel could do and more
Right.
in that area. However, if you played your wheel, right now your wheel would be in line with my Badger Mole up top. So it would mean that later on, it would be good. You'd lose a little bit of flexibility with it, but you'd be setting yourself up for later on.
I really am more focused on keeping my Badger Mole safe, though.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I think I'm gonna go
You want to
ahead.
make sure.
I think I'm gonna go ahead with the dragon. Now the thing is, like, where do I place this?
Yeah.
Because the
So-
dragon can move anywhere in this whole cluster.
Oh, you can play it in the temple. That's odd. Well, you shouldn't be able to do that, so just ignore that.
Yeah, I don't know why that's whatever.
But important things to remember with the Lily is where your opponent's Lily is, if you're in range, but that's not right now. Because when two Lily are near each other, there's always like one row of tiles that has to be open, if not more. You have to think of where your opponent can quickly get to, and then where he kind of has his territory, what's already being attacked. But that one's the most obvious, of course.
I don't know. This
Probably
is
bottom right would be a good place, just because you have your Bison, he could quickly get into that area. And then, if anything, I'm attacking more on the left and the top.
See, this is the part that I struggle with, is figure out, like, why should I place something somewhere, you know? So
Yeah,
I'm
and
gonna
that's-
take your advice here, just put it in the bottom right.
It's one of my favorite parts. Of course, this being what it is, you always have to pay attention to the wheels and how they're going, because when you can play something on either choice, you should always look for it. Because right now, my actual bomb wheel could move down and fork your Badger Mole and your dragon. You could always move your dragon, of course, but then that's something that both of us have kind of wasted a move,
Mhm.
and you don't get to put your dragon quite where you wanted it.
Yeah, no
I'd
matter,
actually...
as long as you're still in this little square, I can take that wheel as soon as you place your Lotus.
And then me doing that, while it would make you kind of dance around a little bit, it wouldn't really gain me anything, and you'd probably play your Badger Mole where my wheel is now.
Yeah, that's exactly why I want to get rid of it too.
Yeah.
Besides
if
the
you
fact
get
that I
rid
might
of it,
take my Badger Mole.
actually the funny part of having the wheel there, if I don't move my wheel, not even if I don't take your Badger Mole, like if I just leave your Badger Mole there and leave my wheel there, it's still doing me a good job, which is you have to take it, move your piece away, and then play your Badger Mole, which is 3 moves. 3 moves where you're doing something you don't want to do, and lets me play stuff that I do want to do. So I'm
Exactly.
gaining big tempo there. But yes. Now, what I was planning to do is actually quite similar to what you're doing there, and that's I'm going to play my Fire Lily exactly where I want to, just make you feel real comfy and snug in there, you know? You know, you're feeling the love, right?
Here's the issue, though. I got pretty good forces in attacking. Because if I wanted to, I still have my one Badger Mole left. I could double team my Bison and my Dragon once the White Lotus comes out. obviously I'd have to deal with your dragon, but I could sacrifice either the dragon or the bison. Let's say your dragon was right here. I could sacrifice my bison or my dragon, get rid of the badger mole, and then have one of the others take the fire lily, effectively getting rid of the dragon. You might be able to get rid of my badger mole with your wheel in that time, right there. But
Hmm.
considering I still have my other badger mole, I'd be in a pretty good position. That is to say, if everything goes my way.
Now, the other thing to think about is I still haven't played my Lotus, which means we're still not moving on.
I
I've
gotta,
still got as much time as I want.
I really gotta
Which means if I
prepare.
yeah, if I play my dragon, I've got this wonderful little trade going on where if I play him outside of your range, up near my let me just count this real fast. 1, 2, 4, 5. Yeah, I can play my dragon in my Sky Bison's range. Your Bisons won't be able to touch it.
Right.
It's off center from your wheel. And then I've got this lovely trade where you're forced to move your dragon at some point here and waste a move, or you lose it. I would actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's in range of your bison, so we would still be trading dragons. So that wouldn't be a good thing for me to do, but you're a little bit cozy there. If you wanted to keep your dragon, though, you're going to be moving it away. But if I were to play my lily where you can't get to it, or my dragon, then I could do this beautiful little trade here where my dragon takes the badger mole. If my dragon takes that badger mole, the only thing that can get to it is your dragon. So then you'd have to take my dragon, and then I just take your dragon with my wheel. So that sets me up to kind of waltz through your flowers.
For this,
I'm
turn-
thinking about other things that could be going on.
I
So
mean, I'm pretty short-sighted with all my movements, but that kind of has always worked for me. So I think I'm just
the other thing,
gonna pull one of these. Just gonna take my turn really quick.
oh, you haven't yet? Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna keep that bison because you can't put a wheel next to it.
Ah.
You can move your oops sorry microphone. You can move your wheel. Let me think. Yeah, you can go move your wheel to counter that, but it also blocks off your one badger mole if you ever wanted to move that, and it would make you waste a turn moving your wheel.
See, the thing about that is that you've forgotten that we're still in that pre-combat stage. You liked me having my wheel there because you're attacking it. If I move it away, I gain the bonus of having my wheel be safe. So if I move it, I've got 3 things I'm doing. I'm attacking 2 chrysanthemum, and I'm getting it out of danger. So that's actually really good for me. Because now you've made what could have been a wasted move into a productive move. And that's why my bison have been sitting on those same squares, to make sure that my wheel could eventually do something good. And then, well, I'm kind of considering where I want to go with this. I have this horrible little idea in the back of my head. And what that is the fun part about Sky Bison is they move along the lines. They have those 6 range, they can turn as much as they want. They're really powerful and versatile. They can't jump.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so what that means is if my badger mole there happened to have another flower in that top right little position there, oh, what a shame. Your bison wouldn't be able to get in there because all those flowers are protected, which means they can't take the flowers. You'd have to play your wheel to get in there, and then fun diddly dees. But
It's kind of one of the reasons I'm keeping the wheel for now. It's not really serving a purpose.
It's kind of threatening that little area there.
Yeah, because I always have the option to play. That's the one thing about wheels that I really like. They're not limited. They're like the only attacking tile that isn't limited to starting somewhere.
Yeah, the nice thing about them is their versatility, as long as you haven't played them yet. Once they're played, you lose a little bit of that, but they're still lovely.
I mean, maybe a smarter move for me to do was instead of placing the chrysanthemum there, maybe placing the wheel next to your bison.
Well, that would make it move. Yeah, no, that would be good, because then you're threatening that. But the thing with that is that me playing my Lotus gives you 1 tempo. You've got 1 move to make.
Right.
So if you're threatening multiple things, there's the very good chance that I'm threatening you back, which means that you choose one of those things you want to do, and I get to do the other.
Nothing really else. If I put a wheel right there, it would threaten your wheel and your bison.
Yeah, the problem there is that my wheel would have sights on you.
Right. So there's not really...
I'd have other things to do with it, but...
There's no real double... I only have 1 tempo or 2 tempo with placing a wheel right now. There's not really much I can do.
economical way
Because
of doing
it's either the bison and the wheel threaten both of them, or it's the I can't do anything over here until I get rid of the badger mole situation. So
it. Yeah. Now, while I was thinking more about that, if I play my flower right there, my one remaining flower, my lotus, then we'd be into that whole action thing. And you've got two attackers on that wheel, or that space. Something really important with Vagabond is the fact that there are a lot of different ways you can go about stuff. You've got your checkmate, though, just like in chess. Which means if you've got two things attacking it, then you probably can't do something about that in the time it takes to save it. So it's always something important to remember how many things are threatening your pieces. If it's more than two, you've got a serious problem. Generally, you've got as many turns as you have badger moles to deal with those problems. So one badger mole means that you have one turn to deal with stuff, which means you can get rid of one threat, probably, which is why two is a problem. If you've got three badger mole, though, then it would take 3 turns to capture your lotus, so it would take 3 different things. Probably. That's how it usually comes down to, and that's kind of the goal, or the way to try and attack the lotus. So, I've only got a couple things left to deploy here. You playing your chrysanthemum there has definitely given me a spot of trouble, but it's a flower, it's not like it's going anywhere. So I think I'm going to do something horrible. No, not yet, not yet. We played the dragon first. We're going to play our dragon, be that real kind guy, right up where I want it. Right out of the way of your wheel, kinda in the way of your bison, but we're going to find a way to deal with that chrysanthemum.
now I got the trouble of like, what do I want to do here?
Yeah, no. Actually, no, I can think of another good place that would have been for that dragon. If it was between our bisons, it would have been really safe, man. Like, really safe. I should have done that.
What do I want to do here?
That's the trouble, ain't it? That's the trouble.
Hmm. Maybe I'll just have like a little setup.
See, that's the thing about tempo, and why this second phase is so important. Eventually, someone's going to run out of things they want to do.
It's basically me right now.
Yeah, and it's probably not the guy who hasn't played his Lotus yet. Meaning I can basically catch up with tempo. I can become 1 behind instead of 3 or 4.
This kind of reminds me a lot of Scud in a way, because you want to figure out where you can move your flower tile to connect the most amount of harmonies possible.
Mm-hmm.
You always want the harmony bonus, but you definitely want more, even if you're sacrificing future harmony bonuses. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna place my badger ball here.
Playing a badger mole?
Yeah, right there. Just a setup. It's being protected by my dragon, if anything.
I like it. It can jump straight to that Lotus, gain you a little bit more time.
Yeah, if that.
But I'm not threatening it yet.
Right.
See, the problem with that, I think, is that if you move by playing your badger mole there, it's out of the way. It's not giving its effect yet. Meaning, if I take your badger mole, your Lotus is suddenly exposed. If I've got a threat on that, you instantly have to do something about it.
Yeah.
Probably by moving that badger mole over, which makes it a wasted move. You've lost a bit of tempo there. But if you played it right up there, then if I take it, I'm not attacking the other badger mole. Which means that I then have to move back and then take that badger mole.
That's why I wasn't so worried about it. Because even if you do play your dragon, if I capture your dragon, you capture my badger mole, I can just move that badger mole up there. You don't have any bison right now until you get rid of the other chrysanthemum, which will take you 2 turns.
Or more. Probably more.
Or more. But like, simple, just one way of doing things.
What I was thinking about, the term, is action economy. You want to make sure you're not wasting actions, you're not doing stuff, and you're trying to get the most bang for your buck, so to say, with the moves. I'm going to do the smart thing and actually attack that chrysanthemum, now that I know definitely for a fact you're not playing your badger mole up there.
I could
great
intercept your wheel, or I could threaten your dragon and your bison, which would give me the most versatility. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that.
You're going to do that?
Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and do that.
It just occurred to me, you're forking my bison and my dragon, but my dragon can move. I was planning to.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. You could have played, like, right next to my wheel and attacked both of my bison. Give me 1 moment, please. I gotta step away for a second.
Sure, I could just cut this out.
Oh crap, guys. I didn't think about that.
Well, we're still in the game, so we're just continuing,
Yeah,
so it doesn't matter.
yeah. So, thank you for waiting for us. We're now back from our delightful food. It was
Well,
stuffed bell peppers. Stuffed bell peppers are good.
for them, it's gonna be literally a fraction of a second.
Yeah, but I want to say it because I always enjoy when people say it.
Okay. Well, let me mark down the time.
Yeah.
Whatever. All
So
right. Where are
it
we?
was my move.
What's the
It
plan
was
here?
my move.
This is what
Now let's
happens.
just
Okay, for all you newbie people, this is what happens when you play on the website over a course of time. You just don't know what you're doing.
yeah, you just look back a couple moves.
I mean,
So
I
just
have.
to recap, for our sake, it was Badger Mole. I moved the wheel up. You attacked my dragon and my bison with the
but
wheel.
but you can move your dragon, so who
Yeah,
cares? So I made
I care because that's a good thing for me.
well, I made an oopsie,
Mm-hmm.
but at least my wheels are both on opposite planes of existence. Okay.
And I'm gonna make that a bad thing.
What? What just happened? Okay, you moved there.
So
I have no idea what to do now.
I'm gonna apologize ahead of time. I'm about to do something really. I hate doing it every single time. I'm gonna walk my Badger Mole over, like
I don't know. I'm
100%.
moving my bison up.
I'm
That's
sorry.
probably not a good idea, but I
Hmm?
didn't know what to do.
Oh, interesting.
It's still. mm, I don't know. Whatever.
So
Probably not a
moving
good
your
move, but
bison up. No, no, actually, it gives you a lot more variety for what you're assaulting. It means I have to again move my dragon. It means that you're now having presence on that one dragon or my bison top right there, as well as on applying pressure to my wheel, which I just spent time moving.
oops! I did a good thing by accident.
Come now, you're not
Oh
that.
crap! It's my turn. Wait, what did you just move?
I moved my badger mole. I told you, I'm sorry. I'm gonna be moving that thing a lot.
Oh, you moved it that way.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I don't know. What to...
You see, this is the bad thing about me deciding when we do go into the fall, because you're just now going to have to literally twiddle your thumbs as I move my badger mole all the way down.
What the frick, dude?
Yep,
But
and
it's
I'm just gonna, do the thing.
all right. Wartime.
I'll say words once we exchange a little bit here. Just think very, very carefully about what you want to do here.
No.
You see that, and yet we've got the dead silence of you thinking. But you know what's good? We're not hearing gears grinding, meaning it's not bad thinking.
I'm assuming you want to take out. Probably. I don't know if you're gonna go after my dragon first or my badger mole, or my dead bison. I'm gonna call it dead. It's not dead. My sniffing
Trap.
flower bison. But I also
Oof, he's
have
pushing flowers.
I also have the opportunity to take your badger mole. Oh, I see what's going on here. If I take your badger mole, you can take my badger mole, and then your dragon can take my dragon. I might have to cut this out.
We'll time skip to when he's thought of a move.
What if I just move my one badger mole?
Move your badger mole?
Just make
Oh.
my one badger mole protect my lotus, just right now.
You're being proactive, and then I'd have to do something. So then I would either take some of those badger moles, start whittling that away, or something else. Who knows?
I guess I'm gonna do that.
You're gonna do that?
I'm gonna do that.
All right, all right. So I'm gonna actually free my bison. Get that nice sweet range up.
I'm
See,
gonna,
what I'm thinking here is that your bison up there is still a very scary tile, and I'm not fully optimized in my defense of my lotus here.
Huh. So
Mhm.
I'm kind of in the same situation in a way.
Yeah. The other thing is that I can't move mine down because he would be in range of your bison. Since your bison is below mine, I know for a fact that that's not within my 6. So I'm going to have to go either up or to the right with it.
Man, now I'm in the same situation.
Mm-hmm. You've got a bit of a painful choice to make.
I could just kill. I can take care. I can capture your bison, and technically that would
You
put
could,
me in range of your
but then
dragon.
you'd be kind of net there.
It would put me in range of your dragon if you didn't move your dragon like an idiot.
Of course, and what kind of idiot would do that?
I would. I've done it at least once.
I've forgotten where I've put pieces, and then suddenly I lose them. Like, I have to step away, and I forgot that they've played their Lotus, or I forgot that they're attacking one of my pieces. I come back, I don't see it, and then, oh, I guess this is what's happening now.
I think I know what I'm gonna do.
Oh,
I'm gonna. Oh, never mind.
what were you thinking?
I should have before this turn taken my bison, taken your badger mole, because now I can't because it's in range.
Exactly. That's exactly why I played that.
So if you were me, what would you have done last turn?
Last turn, you
Or
still have the ability to do it, so I'm not quite going to say it yet. I've got a line here that at the end of the game I will happily tell you and we'll talk about, but if I say it, I'm not so good about my chances here. It's a lot of thinking. That and kind of knowing how the pieces interact and
okay, another thing.
about what for. Mm-hmm.
I could take your badger mole protecting your fire lily, which wouldn't do anything for me. I could take your badger mole that I wanted to take with my bison, but I can't
Well,
now.
mind you that if you take with the badger mole protecting fire lily and stuff, that's also protecting my lotus, so you'll have to get rid of it no matter what.
Right. Technically, couldn't you take my dragon right now if you wanted to?
Yep, I could. I think I talked about, yeah, I talked about earlier when you first played it. I have to be careful with the dragon. Now's when that's actually important. Because we've got, what's that? Three spaces. So that's 1.5 squares. Three easy of playroom on either side of us.
The dragon's 5 tiles it moves, right?
5.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I'm just
Moving
going.
down? Let me see.
Oops. I was looking at mine. Oh man.
So you've played him outside of the Fire Lily's range, I'll give you that. However, it can be said that he is within my range and not yours. So thank you. Thank you for that.
I made a oopsie.
Oh boy, I've had some bad games like that. So my move's a little bit obvious there, so you've kind of got the tempo here if you want to do something with it. No, you could still have this.
I can.
Yeah, a little bit. Though now you definitely can't play the line I was thinking of. So if in our little time thing you go back a turn or two, or go back to before I took the chrysanthemum, right there.
Right
That's
here?
the turn.
So, okay.
Yeah.
So I should have taken
So-
the bison immediately.
No.
No. So I
What you
should
should have done is
taken-
your dragon should have taken my badger mole. Your dragon is the only tile there that can take my badger mole there. You'd have to play around with your wheel a bit before you could do it. If you did that, I take back. Suddenly, I've got that now. But then you've got one turn to move. You take your bison, you capture the other badger mole. You've got your wheel and your bison attacking my lotus, and it's game for me. It's just over. I can't kill two things in one turn.
Oh man.
Yeah, so that's what I mean when you have to try and get multiple threats on the same time.
I'm really upset
Like-
about that bison move though, how I looked at the wrong flower.
Now it's your turn once more, my dear friend, once you catch up with us. Yes, you've caught up. It could be said that this game is about over. You can move in with your dragon to take out, just like I planned, try and deal with the other one. But I can attack your wheel, I can attack your dragon, and then both of those are gone before you can take out enough of my before you can take out my badger moles. And you can't release your sky bison fast enough to actually be able to do that either. Which means that you're stuck with the pieces you do have. which could do the job if I couldn't take any. Whatever you feel like is the thing now. So, let's see. With your wheel, you could take my bison just for the fun of it.
Yeah, I was thinking
So,
about that, honestly.
not so much fun, but just so that I can't bring that in as another threat or make my life easier, like significantly easier. That wheel isn't really doing anything. I don't think it can either. No, it's attacking the flower, so it would first have to get to the other side and around, and I've got the dragon for that. You can move one of your wheels away, but then I just take the other attacker you have. You could start trying to take my stuff, but
I could move
we're
my
about
dragon
to
away.
the finish. Move your dragon away. Actually, that works pretty well. I would just
I'm
then
gonna move it
start
the
taking
furthest
that
because I've clearly done the wrong thing with counting.
I'm going to take here. Now I could take either of the badger moles. I'm taking the top one because it frees up all of those flowers. I can get my dragon in there if I don't have anything else. Plus, I can get rid of yours. The reason I would go to the right one instead would be if I wanted to protect my badger mole and didn't want anything from above attacking me. Earlier, before you moved your dragon, I wanted to play this one just to kind of protect my badger mole and attack your dragon so that you couldn't just move him aside to get rid of that.
I'm gonna put my wheel here.
You're gonna go there?
Yeah.
Threaten both the bison?
Yeah.
All right, I like it. A little bit of cleaning house for me. Make sure neuter your dragon? Yeah, I'm gonna neuter your dragon. It's pretty much a straight line after you know what you're doing. So I've got the equivalent of what you did have. Attacking my wheel. Nice, nice. Counterpoint.
Oops.
Oops.
Made a mistakey.
Was it? Why do you say that?
No, I made a mistakey.
Well, yeah, but I'm asking why you say that.
Well, as a last resort, I was just gonna like move my wheel around and just, you know, but
Oh, putts around, but then you moved him into a threat.
yeah.
Well, lucky for you, the threat was less valuable than other things I can think of.
I guess for fun because there's literally nothing I could do.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, a bit of. You
I'm gonna let your bison play with this wheel because that's all I got. That's all I could think of.
That's nice. I hear bison like wheels. We will have to try the bison bus.
I mean, the
And
bison
then,
and the wheel
Sean.
are both the airbending, symbols of the game.
Yeah, fair enough.
Anyway, that was fun.
Sean, by the way, that was a pleasure.
Still upset about that bison move.
Yeah,
Gotta admit, not
yeah.
happy
There's
about
nothing
that.
to be done about that aside from awareness and always double check your counting.
Oh well.
That's one of those base principles that you really can't be taught. You just have to practice enough till you remember. Oh, hey, let's not lose this.